journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is the stock market from 1987. This was August 25th. What we're looking at is the same type of formation here that we had, a little bit different, but this was 5 planets, the other 6. Then the market comes down into September, up into October, and then down into here. Now, this whole section is what's going to be interesting, because if this follows, the dates are different. The dates are different because 87 is a different year than 2024. That's 37 years later. Not many people, I tell you, a number of people look at something like this, you can count on one hand of a person has only one finger left. So, who knows? Anyway, if you get the move down here and then the move up here, and I looked at it over the evening and all the rest of the time, if that's right, there's going to be a lot of money to be made sometime here during this time. Remember, the Bradley model bottoms in November the 5th. So that's a long way out. It's a little more than 2 months. But this is going to be the key level right here, because there has to be, you see, 618 of that August high. I don't know if it's going to do that or not. But if we come down and we're doing exactly that, it could be 786, it could be 382. The price is not important. The date's important. But if we get to that date right here, and I went and verified what it was going to be when I'm watching these Venus-Uranus aspects, and we see this one coming in here, which is the big one. That's 180 degrees opposition. So this is going to be the one that be watching October 15th, because if you get there, that's when you want to buy the puts, but you don't want to buy October puts. You want to buy November puts to take you out at least through November 5th, if it happens. And, it might not happen at all. I said in the videos last night, I sent two of them out, and I said, you got to get short right on the opening or buy a put. If you did any of those things, the Dow's down 300 points from the opening. The S&P's down 60 handles. The Nasdaq is down 300 handles. So you don't want to lose on that trade, because these markets can, change and rapidly go the other way. So just remember, put your stop at break even, because if it works, that's fine. If it doesn't work, it's no big deal. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the markets here. We'll forget the wheat. We don't have to talk about that anymore, but we do want to talk about the Nasdaq. Let's get this up here. Where are we at here on the Nasdaq? There's what I wanted to show you this morning. Here's where we were in the Nasdaq. Let's look at the hourly chart, because that gave us the big picture that we were looking for. There was your 382 here this morning, folks. That was pretty much spot on to this high right back here. And from there, we dropped 300 handles, and now we're rallying back, and this is a really important rally. It's almost there right now. You see that little beeper going off? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to an 8-minute chart so we can see it clearly, and there it is, folks. There's your ABCD coming in here at the 382 here in the Nasdaq. If it's going to make something like that happen, I don't know. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that's a 382, and we're 19475. We're 10 points away. So your risk here would be, you got to risk about 40 handles, $800. But that's one you want to pay really, really close attention to. Okay. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but the fact that this first part started to work, maybe the second part will start to work. That's not, I'm sure. If you look at the hourly chart, we made some nice corrections here. You can see the ABCD correction on the downside looks like it was just about spot on. There's your AB leg, and there's your C. That didn't quite make that. So we did make a couple of these others here in the last few days. There's your ABCD leg right here, and didn't make this one. It went a little bit, hasn't quite completed that yet. That's probably why it's fooling around at this 382. So that's mainly what we're watching as we keep an eye on some of these things here this morning. Now, let's move on here and talk just a little bit here about this British pound. Okay, now the British pound we had that big number up there, and then the market started to come down. We had a couple of nice rallies. Now we're making ABCDs all through here, folks. So this happens to be the fact that we took out this big low way back in here, which was yesterday. Okay, that means it's a reversal day, an outside day, and that means basically, if we look at this on the daily chart, you can see where I'll blow it up so you can see it. See where you have a higher high and a lower low. That's an outside day. Those are usually pretty important. So now you'd be in a break-even trade. And if this is a good trade, we should make a move like this. Okay, so what you'd want to do is you come in and you measure from your high down to your low, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of what your profit objective would be. And there it's sitting right there. And if you look at that, you'll see it will come in just about exactly at the 61% retracement, okay? Now, the problem is, folks, when you start out a trade like in wheat or the British pound and you got a big problem, the problem is you look at the doggone machines and it's showing you to the second how many pennies you're making, dollars, thousands, whatever it is, and that money screws you up. It really does. Mark always said, if you want something, no matter what it is, put that picture, okay, behind the trade that you're doing, because if you put it in front of the trade, you're going to be focusing on the money to do it, okay, and how much, whether it's a Louis Vuitton purse or a trip to In-N-Out Burger, whatever it happens to be. If you think about that, you're going to be focusing on the wrong thing. You want to focus on the trade, and if the trade is right, the money will be there. If the trade is wrong, it's going to be wrong anyway. But don't focus on the thing that you're trying to buy, whether it's a college education or anything. Just don't look at it. It really will mess you up. That's my 2 cents worth, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, now Grace Morris will be our guest today. Now, a couple things that we need to talk about. There's a big news announcement here in the market about, hold on one second here. We'll get this up here. Is on SMMC. I think it was one of those companies that makes chips or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is. Supercomputer company. Let's get that up. SMC, where is it? Where I saw it here. Come on, I looked at it this morning. Don't hide from me. Here it is, right there. Okay, there it is for today. And as you can see, it's having a monster move to the downside today. We'll look at this on the daily. Wow, that just completed a big ABCD, for God's sakes. Hold on, look at that. There's your AB leg. Sure did. I wouldn't mind selling that too much. I mean, that's right down there where it should be bouncing from. Looking at this on the daily chart, you'll see, well, let's move it over a little bit so we can see it even better. Yeah, there's the bigger number right here. Comes in to this level right there, which is 54. No, we're quite a bit below it. I stand, we'll stand corrected. Yeah, it's quite a bit below that number. So with a big gap down, it's pretty tough. But let's look at, we had a question about Nvidia. I want to get it up here. I don't trade these folks. I just look at them. They trade like anything else. And here is Nvidia right here. I would do the hourly chart. And they have earnings coming out today. And as you can see, the market is still way up in the air from near its high. And it's, been here for how many days now? We've been here for a week, a little more than a week. Been here 10 days in this there. Now, they could go either way on the earnings on this. But let's just look at the patterns, okay? We'll be right back. Stay with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at Nvidia here for just a second so we can look at it. You can see we had the big move here. Now, remember, we like to watch 382. So remember, we have a nice move off the bottom. Okay, you see it misses the first 382 right there. The second 382, it hits it spot on. There it is right there, and that moves us up. So what we want to see, this is a low right here. We want to see if today's low happened to be a 382, because if it is, then this has got a really, it doesn't even come close. The only thing we have going for it is the last 3 days here are this ABCD. So we're going to go down to a 30-minute chart to see that ABCD. There it is right there, and now we're going to measure it. There it is right there, real simple. I can see we missed it by just a heartbeat, but still pretty close enough. There's AB equals CD, and the number should have been at 21, and the low was 22. Missed it by $1 right in here. Now, so far this morning, all it's done is rally back to just about the 382. Just right there is where we are right now. Now, folks, you got to give me a little bit of time here to talk about something that's been bothering the hell out of me, and I can't tell you how much, but here it is. There's the Dow Jones Industrial Average, folks. You can see here we've made new highs Monday, Tuesday, up until yesterday. We've taken out this high. Folks, the futures are 500 points below that. I've been trading for 62 years. I've never seen that. We're seeing it in the Nasdaq. We're seeing it in the S&P. We're seeing it in the Dow Jones and the Russell. All of them. They're just way, way behind the market. Now, if we look at what Stan Hartley was telling us yesterday, look at the New York Composite, folks. Look, the S&P's here, the New York Composite there. Yeah, I know this is 1,600 issues, and it's price cap weighted, which as it should be, but we've never seen a divergence like this. This actually completes an A, B, C, D. Folks, I have a lot of friends, acquaintances, whatever you want to call them, that I contacted about this. There were about 5 of them. None of them could give me an explanation for that. And some of them weren't even aware of it. But look at this, thing's made higher high for like 13 days in a row. That in itself is a big deal. But anyway, I don't understand why it's happening, but they are way, way, way behind the market. And that's something that, from my perspective, I'm a little bit troublesome to see if that's it. Okay, now, another thing that we had talked about was this situation where we had from 2007. You see how we made a higher high here? Now, so far this year, we've made a higher high in the New York Stock Exchange Index and in the New York Stock Exchange and the Dow Jones. The futures haven't, but the Dow Jones has. So we've completed this right here. Now we're expecting a rate cut was 2007. This one, the next time the Fed's out there, they're probably going to cut the rates. And look what happened after that, folks. Boom. That's because the bonds are pretty hard to get rid of because they have a huge, huge amount of them. And the only way they can, cancel that debt is to, inflate. And I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but that's something that we want to look at. We've talked about that interest rate thing for quite a bit, but we're going to show you again. This is what happened in 07. You see, this is when we had the top in 07. You can see, what happened to the interest rates, folks. They just fell totally out of bed here. Excuse me. This is the stock market dropping. Interest rates actually moved quite a bit higher during that time because that was after the real estate bubble. So what I'm trying to get across to you right now is this chart here may or may not be the same. I don't know, but as it goes through its cycle, which is going to take 6 weeks, it's going to tell us if that's the case. I've got the 3 points that necessary. The high so far is in, unless we make a new high today. Then we wait 3 or 4 weeks. We wait for the bounce, and that bounce is the one you want to pounce, because if it's right and all the things are set up, the risk reward on that trade will be 20 to 50 to 100 to 1. And I may not happen that way, but that's what you want to live for. I mean, well, not live for, because it's only money. Money's not important. Your health and your family's what's important. Okay, let's move on here. Someone has a question about one of the stocks that we usually follow, which is Apple, who's down by the well. We always like to take a look at Apple, and there it is right here. See how it's doing. It's doing very nicely. As a matter of fact, it made a little bit higher high today, I believe. Let's check and see. It sure did. It made a little bit higher high, which is good, and we backed off just a tiny bit right here. Looking, this is just an hourly chart, but looking on a 13-minute, you'll see some nice little ABCD patterns forming, all along here. And of course, there it was right now. And then you can see Apple is just pulling back to the 382 as we speak at this point right now. But you can see the A, B, C, D patterns that are here, getting it up to this level. So this is a big level. And remember, we did those things on the open. We were looking to be a seller of stocks or the buying of a put at the open. And if now they have a big profit or a small profit, well, substantial profit, but not big. Well, I guess big is better than substantial. Has a little profit. If the market closes near the high today, you should be out of everything. You should not be in a put. You should not be short to stocks. Because if this is correct, we've made a high today. We should come down for at least 3 or 4 days. And then we have a little bit of a rally. And then a little bit move down into mid to late September. And then the rally back. That's the one. And that's going to be the one that's going to be the easiest to pick, because if it falls out in place like what we're looking at right here, this is going to be a no-brainer. You see, back in 87, when I was doing this trade, this was a big aspect right here. It was the Fibonacci cycle, which is Venus-Uranus, okay? This was a conjunction. This year, it's an opposition. And if this comes down like this and goes to here, that means there's a high probability that it should be doing this. Remember, we did the Bradley models for this, and it was supposed to do that. And look what we have going right now. See, the Dow Jones futures never took this out. The cash did. And they didn't have futures back in 1946 when the guy did the Bradley. Donald Bradley did that. But let's see, it should come down into this level right here. See, there's the area that we want to be watching right here. See, because that's the area that we want to be watching, and that's the big move right here. See, this has nothing to do with volatility. This is all timing. In other words, a little bit of high in here and then down in here. So we'll see whether it means anything or not. But we do have Grace Morris, and she's always great to have on the show today, and we will be talking to her. I just wanted to show you one other thing. This is what it looks like in the sky when you look at it tonight. This is August 28th, and these how they're all lined up along this section right here. And whether that means much or not, I don't know. I'm just looking at numbers, folks. I'm just looking at patterns and, struggling along the best way I can. So pound is working nicely. The wheat is working nicely. So keep your trades on. If you're in the short positions that I recommended this morning, put your stops at break even and take a 3-day vacation and see what happens. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to have, hold on, see how the clock on the wall is running today. Probably got 43 seconds. My goodness, that's a what we call a lifetime. Unfortunately, I've just spent most of that lifetime up here right now. And let's see what else we have going on. That's the main thing. This is the Apple. We just hit the 382 in Apple here. May or may not work. Who knows? 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for Grace Morris, folks.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, we're back, folks, with Grace Morris of Astroeconomics. Grace, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, Larry. How are you?
I'm great, and it's really nice to talk to you. Whenever I hear your voice, the memories of all the fun times we had, it's just
exactly.
it's priceless. Yeah. Tell the folks that this is a natal chart, and basically it tells you that this company, Nvidia, was born on February the 24th, 1998. Is that correct?
Correct. At 1 p.m.
Okay.
Dover, Delaware, which is its incorporation date. It also has a first trade chart, but I work with both of them. And this is an example of the magic formula of Sun-Jupiter conjunction in a relationship with Pluto. And these are the companies that go over 1,000, 2,000. Price line is already over 3,000, and it has the same kind of pattern.
Wow. I just look at these stocks, and I can remember Priceline when it was $1,000 a share, and I said, oh, my God, I've never seen a stock $1,000 a share. Anyway.
Isn't it amazing?
It truly is. Now, go ahead.
Nick, this one went up to over 1,000, and then it split 10 for 1. So it is one of the best companies. Any talk about it having a bad earnings day, and I don't think will be the case today when they report. But it's just too good a stock to overlook. We put it in 2016 in April in our stock market newsletter at $35, and you can see what it's done.
Oh my goodness, that's really good. Okay, now we have a question for one of our listeners. Is that the people that bring out these companies, do they know what these charts look like? I know that Alfie Lavoie works with Pepsi Cola and a whole bunch of other companies.
And I've worked with companies for 30 years. When I did the Astroeconomics conference in Singapore, I picked up the Asian contingency, but I've worked with companies in the United States and all over the world, and I am setting up one now in Singapore, a company that's starting, and we're waiting for this pattern to occur. It's going to be in September. If anybody wants a free copy of the newsletter, go to our website at Astroeconomics.
Okay.
There's also a podcast on the website on financial astrology. If someone is interested, just go there. It's free.
Ruth, one of the things on my bucket list, I've only got a couple things left. I've given up trying to be a shortstop for the New York Yankees, but one of the things number one thing was sometime.
You would have been so good.
Yes, I would have. Me and Phil Rizzuto. Anyway, the thing that I've always wanted was that sometime while I'm still around, and we both are, that CNBC would have a whole 5 or 10 minute segment about astroastrology and astro aspects. But it would be great. That would be, because I've seen so many instances of where it really works. It doesn't work all the time, but nothing else does either. But sometimes it is so doggone accurate. You just have to look back and say, holy moly, there's got to be really something to this, and I've looked at it and I said, holy cow, I don't do the fancy stuff with the natal charts. I basically look at aspects from 3 or 4 of them, and I watch new moons and full moons, which are a good part of the time. But wow, there's got to be something there. And when you look at the beautiful harmony in the sky, in the market's harmonic, so there's got to be some type of correlation that's out there. But boy, I'll tell you, if it's out there, people don't know it. They keep it a secret. That's for sure.
And how it is their secret. Believe me, working with CEOs, they know about the magic formulas and all that helps the company grow. Yeah. But oftentimes they're not going to share it. We were interviewed by CNN way back in one of the astroeconomic conferences when it was in Chicago. And I was interviewed in New York. I'm trying to think. It wasn't Stuart Varney. He was sick that day. But Deborah Martini, I think, was the one who did it. Yeah. And I'm sure they've used astrologers before. Mm-hmm. I can only tell if someone has set up a time, and the chances are they didn't have a personal astrologer.
Yeah. Do you remember Louis Rukeyser on a Friday night? Louis Rukeyser, Friday night. Yes. He had an astrologer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an astrologer. His name was George Lindsay. He's the one that brought out the 3 peaks in a domed house. He was an astrologer, and he would come on about once a month, and he predicted that the stock market would top on August the 25th of 1987, and he died that day. That was the day he died. Yeah, he died on August the 25th, 1987. But and he had been on the show, and he had said, I was on Louis' show twice during the year, but I don't have much. But this guy nailed it right to the cross, and he was really good. The problem was his social agenda. I don't want to say this the wrong way because it woke people to get upset. He was a little bit unusual. He would wear a purple hat and an orange shirt, if you get my drift. The nicest guy in the world. He was a good friend of Arch Crawford's, and of course I knew Arch, and
I remember the name. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, Arch was.
Arch has come. Yeah, he's come under some bad times now. He's pretty much he's got Alzheimer's and he's not doing very well. But anyway, he was a great person.
What a loss.
Well, we had fun. Had a whole lot of fun on all those trips. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you for being on, and we'll have you on again pretty soon. Okay?
It's wonderful.
Tell the folks. Thank you, sweet. You too. Tell the folks how they can reach you one more time.
Astroeconomics.com.
That should be good enough, folks. We'll see if we can do that. So stay with us, and we'll have some more in just a second here. I've got to update just a few things. Thanks again for being on, Ruth. Ruth, I'm thinking of Ruth Miller. Oh, my God. Thanks, Grace. Okay, we'll move on here in just a second here. And get this back up here. There's where we are. Okay, here's that Nasdaq that we were talking about. You remember we were looking at this tiny little pattern right here. If you went down to that 8-minute chart, you'll see it missed it here by about 5 points. It still could get there, but keep an eye on that. That's a real interesting one to be watching. So I think that'd be something that would certainly be in the wheelhouse. If it works, it would be a pretty nice one. So anyway, that's the main thing that we're paying attention to here today. So stay with us, and we'll find out what's going to happen very, very shortly here. So stay with us. Hold on. I think we're at the time of the break. Yes, we are. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school,
taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The stock market is a delicate interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we'll take a look at the euro here. We were doing the pound, of course, but there's the euro today. Had a beautiful 382 right here. Took a little over an hour and a half to get there, and then boom, down it came. And then you made a little bit higher, quite a bit lower low. Let's just double check to see if that, I can tell right now it's not a 382. Oh my gosh, what am I talking about? Look at that, folks. Put up your placard, Johnny. That's a spot on 382 right there. Boy, there's really nice. There's probably a little one here, too. Anyway, that's what we're paying attention to here. Someone asked a question about the Treasury bonds. Give me a second, and I'll get up here to show you the Treasury bonds. They're moving slightly lower right now. It had a little bit of a rally here. We rallied from 23. We rallied just about a full handle. And you can see right up to the 618. And here again this morning, it looks like we went just a tiny bit above the 382 on this one. There's your low. And we went right up to the 50%. It went, instead of hitting at 05, it hit at 11. And now we're heading down. And when you do that, that'll help you tell you where your profit objective would be. This is something that you want to be looking at because it's all about risk control, what we're doing here, folks. And there's what we're watching here. We should get down to this level, 23.23. So the next thing you'd want to do would be to go to your hourly chart and see what that's going to be on the hourly chart. There's your intraday chart today. Looks like today's high was pretty much right on the 618. Oh, a little bit above the 618. Not much, by about 3 ticks, not too bad. But here, we've got a nice one set up here. Let's pay attention to this one, boys and girls. This is Mother God and Country. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a 30-minute chart and look at it real close because this is what we call a trading opportunity. There it is right there. There's today's high. There's this low. There's the rally back. You can see it was almost just about, like we said, 50%. Okay, now what we've got is an ABCD coming down in here. And this is what we have to be watching because there's your low, there's your high, And this should either going to stop, well, it's right at the 618 right now. That might hold it, but it may not. It could be here, or we could be looking at a big double bottom right here, folks. And if we take that one out, that's trouble in River City, because you see how many times we've been here in the past week? That's down. We get below 123, and we could very easily, because you can see just watching this. I hope you don't get bored looking at ABCD, Scott. I don't. I had Paul Smilgas here for a week, and he's been doing it for 30 years, and it was really great. The highlight of the whole trip, and Paul left early this morning. I have to show you the highlight. He kept talking about it to his son and everything else. Was right here. This was on. We had our show on Friday, and we sold it right up here, of course. And we had a bad day. We were down just a tiny little bit here. We lost on this 382 here, reversed right there, beautiful ABCD, and it was coming down. Sarah was bringing her smoothies in exactly at that time. It was making a new low, and she just saw this chart. Look, she said, there's a 3 drive to a bottom pattern, and there it was. Drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, and then what we did was we were watching. We were already off the show because it just the segment had quit for live trading. But if you looked at the actual low, that low right there was an exact 61% retracement of the low back here on the 22nd. That's what's amazing. This is where our live trading was right here. We got that whole move down, and then it was over, and look what happened. And then those of you that like ABCD, AB equals CD yesterday morning at 415.35. The high was 1452. It went 1 point higher than the ABCD, 1 point in something that's 41,535. That's not a bad deal, I don't think. Anyway, there's what we're looking at right now. Let's get up here. We got to take a look at a couple other things. Let's look at here at the Dow Jones, the E-mini S&P here for just a secundo here, and we will see what we've got. There's where we are. Okay, here was the there was the E-mini S&P here this morning. That was the 786 off the high we made the other day. I think we should show that. So let's go to a 13 minutes so we can see it easily. These numbers, they don't jump around. Okay, there was the high yesterday. No, that the high was today. Let's move over here. There's the one I want to see. That one. Okay, and I know that's it because we were watching that real early this morning because we recommended. Look at that, right on the money, honey. This is what we said right on the opening. Pop that little puppy, and that was it right there. And now you had to move down, and now you can see here we had our little rally up this morning. And I was going to look at it a little bit closer here. This is all I know, folks. Don't know anything about the other stuff. There was your 382 off of the high. You can see this is the lower high, so that was pretty much spot on. That was just about, right on the money, but, we'll see. The most amazing thing about this, folks, let me put this chart up here on this daily, okay? Let me see. You see this is what we're looking at here with the Dow Jones, okay? This is where we were way back here, okay? See that. Folks, the Dow Jones Industrial Average of the actual stocks themselves, it's way up here. What's wrong? Who's selling? What's happening? The old cowboy doesn't know. If anybody knows, please tell me, because I don't. This really absolute blows me away. I've talked to Rich Anderson, Joe DiNapoli, Byron Tucker, John Jameson. I mean, everybody that I know that knows anything about this stuff, and no one can tell me that that's what's going on. But look at the Dow Jones. I mean, look, it's made new highs again, and we're down in here. And this futures market's a big market, folks. There's millions of people trade that thing. There's 30 million people just on TradingView. So that's what I'm looking at, folks. I don't know whether it means much, but it scares the bejeebies out of me, and we'll find out soon enough. The market will tell us what we're looking at. Now, we had another nice little ABCD here today, if you liked ABCD, and everybody will just jump up and see this one without any trouble. There is your ABCD. Well, we had two of them. We had an A, B, C, D to the downside. That was a perfect, nice little buy Gartley at the 786. We'll draw that in right there. All right, and then we made the A, B, C, D to the upside. And that was a very nice move, went right up to where it should be, and now we're moving down. And if the objective of this is what we think it might be, we'll just clear this up just a little bit right here, and we will draw it in from the high to the low, and it should stop right about here. And I'll tell you why that's important, because when you put the little thing on the wall here, there it is. Now, what you'll have here is a 1, 3, 5 pattern, folks. That's down about 40 pips from where we are right now. But buying there at 74.43, you're trading with the trend because you have higher tops and you have higher bottoms. You also have a 1, 3, 5 pattern. Move the 1, 3, 5 pattern over. And it's got to be here in about the next hour or so. So watch it. If it comes in here at 74.43, your stop has got to be down in here. You're risking about 40 pips. This is not a bad idea. That's my 2 cents worth, and I'm sticking to it. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick look at silver. Tomorrow, we're going to have Norm Winsky as our guest, and he will talk to us about this thing we have going on in the stock market with all these aspects. And, of course, if it doesn't work, he's the one you want to blame, folks, because I just told you, put your stop at break even, which would be up near the high of the day today. If it gets above that, I'm flat out totally wrong and don't want to have anything to do with being on the short side of this market, okay? Here's the silver. As you can see, today's low was an exact 78% level. And as you can see from this level right here, you had a very nice ABCD pattern. This is where the 382 was, folks. Once we broke below that, that told you that the trend had changed. You have the big move down. The first thing you look for in a big move down is a 382 retracement. If you draw it in, you'll see that it missed it by about 4 cents, and then we've come down. But look at the bottom that we've made now. This is a 3 drive, a legitimate 3 drive. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3. We're going to blow it up so we can see it pretty nicely. Clean this out just a tiny little bit, and you'll be able to see it without too much trouble. Drive 1, drive 2, and drive 3. There it is. You can see the ratios are spot on. There's your ABCD. It's got to hold this low, because if it doesn't, then you're going to have serious problems. So that's what we're paying attention to here in silver today. Like I said just a few seconds ago, Norm Winsky will be our guest tomorrow. He'll talk to us about some of these things that are going on. We live in interesting times, which is the Chinese curse. So be really careful, folks. Be really, really careful. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And please try to do something nice for your neighbors, because there's a lot of folks out there that are having a real difficult time. So let's hope everything's all right. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and may God bless.